I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
They're the ultimate disposable super team. They are also the ultimate disposable super team. With its strong cast, the 2016 PG-13 Suicide Squad from writer-director David Ayer was a promising entry in the DC cinematic universe. 2021's R-rated The Suicide Squad by James Gunn seemed to be a calculated soft reboot of the comic property. But when these squads are stacked against each other, which team will rise victorious and which will earn their name?
Nothing like a bloodbath to start the day.
There's only one way to find out. Face Off! Disclaimer: no actual science was used to determine the outcome of Face Off. Your results may vary. Please do not consume Face Off if you are allergic to conjecture, opinion, or general nonsense. Thanks for watching JoBlo videos. If you enjoy our shows, please like and subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when new videos go live. Now, back to the show! Suicide Squad 2016 gathered a number of headliners for the first outing. Oscar winner Viola Davis as ruthless head of Task Force X Amanda Waller. Jared Leto, another Academy Award winner, wearing the green hair and exaggerated grin of iconic villain, the Joker.
Are you sweet-talking me?
Margot Robbie would play fan-favorite psycho Harley Quinn.
The hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
There was also Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, Cara Delevingne as Enchantress, and Jay Hernandez as El Diablo. But the big punch was landing A-lister Will Smith as skilled hitman Deadshot. His star power was a huge advantage for attracting casual fans to an adaptation of a little-known comic series.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
For James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, an almost entirely new team would be assembled. The only actors returning to their characters would be Viola Davis, Joel Kinnaman, Jai Courtney, and Margot Robbie in her third time as the scene-stealing Harley. Among those joining them on the new mission would be Idris Elba as weapon expert Bloodsport.
Fuck you! No, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
John Cena as Peacemaker, the trigger-happy patriot with a toilet seat on his head.
It's not a toilet seat, it's a beacon of freedom!
David Dastmalchian as vibrant walking tragedy Polka Dot Man.
We're all gonna die.
I hope so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hollywood newcomer Daniela Melchior as Ratcatcher 2.
He's offering you a pretty leaf to show you it means no harm.
Why the fuck would I want to leave?
And Sylvester Stallone voicing the perpetually hungry King Shark.
New dumb friends!
While these new characters added plenty of muscle and memorable moments, it's difficult to beat the original cast members and supernova charisma of Will Smith. This round goes to...
You're so screwed.
Writer-director David Ayer's experience on previous movies like End of Watch and Fury helped add dramatic tension and bring big action set pieces to life. A quarrelsome crew entering combat in a dark urban setting plays to Ayer's strengths. The biggest issue is that Ayer had creative differences with the studio over the tone and content, and the released version was not his original vision. After James Gunn was temporarily fired by Disney, Warner Brothers grabbed him up and gave him creative freedom on whatever DC comic title he wanted to adapt. What he selected was The Suicide Squad, which seemed like the perfect intersection of his over-the-top horror sensibilities and his proven track record with a ragtag team of lesser-known comic characters. This round goes to...
Bird.
Now it. Stay off the comp.
Both Suicide Squad movies really only have villains for our quote-unquote heroes. Some are just less villainous than others. The first Suicide Squad was populated with a lot of Batman characters. Harley Quinn, the Joker, Killer Croc, Deadshot, and even Katana all come from Batman comics. It's commonly regarded by fans that Batman has the best rogues gallery, and it's great to see a bunch of his adversaries gathered together.
Oh, we have got company.
Betsy, Betsy, Betsy.
Aside from the returning characters, James Gunn decided to comb through the DC archives to populate his team with much more esoteric villains. While this definitely makes for entertaining moments, it doesn't have quite the same mainstream fan appeal. Everyone knows who the Joker is, but almost no one knows these D-listers. It is nice to see obscure characters get time to shine, but the unfamiliarity can make some viewers just shrug. This round goes to...
Anything for $1, right? You know the dark places too, don't act like you don't.
Every story needs a big bad, and in Suicide Squad, our band of misfits has to deal with a member of their own team when Enchantress goes rogue. To assist in her plan to destroy mankind with a beam of light and some provocative dancing, Enchantress liberates the spirit of her brother Incubus from a statue that Amanda Waller had kept securely on a shelf in her home office? Anyway, together they create an army of literally faceless minions for the squad to fight through. There's also the Joker getting up to random violent shenanigans that almost seem unrelated to the story, which isn't a surprise considering most of his footage ended up on the cutting room floor. But Starro the Conqueror? Now that is a big bad. James Gunn used this giant space creature as a good reason to assemble his squad. When Starro gets loose and rampages through the innocent population of Corto Maltese, the remaining squad members realize this face-hugging threat affects them all since it could eventually conquer the planet. The visual of a stumbling skyscraper-sized starfish and its army of possessed hosts is certainly a fresh feature for a comic book movie. Of course, there's also the corrupt Corto Maltese military to give the squad a more grounded danger to slaughter in spectacularly bloody fashion. This round goes to...
I love your accent.
American women all love accents.
We do.
In Suicide Squad, the team is dispatched to an outbreak of arcane chaos in Midway City, where an ancient evil is transforming citizens into monsters. Is their job to stop the mystical menace and save the city and its population? Nope. It's just to extract Amanda Waller from the inadvertent apocalypse she was basically responsible for in the first place. The squad abandons their mission when they discover Flag's relationship to Enchantress, but they eventually decide to take her down and save the world, earning reduced prison terms in the process. The 2021 squad is sent to the island of Corto Maltese to demolish a Nazi-era laboratory housing something called Project Starfish. After arriving, they discover that their ultimate goal is to actually destroy evidence of the American government's involvement in the project, which leads to some disagreements. The team does succeed in obliterating the facility, but also unleashes the monstrous Starro upon the world. In the end, the squad defeats the lumbering beast, liberates the oppressed people of Corto Maltese, and keeps the encrypted data files to blackmail Waller and earn their freedom. This round goes to...
Okay? Triangle, bitch. Study.
When it was announced that Harley Quinn would make her live-action debut in the 2016 Suicide Squad, it was no surprise the character would hit the mainstream in a big way. With Margot Robbie's portrayal of the gymnastic jester praised by comic fans and critics alike, it seemed obvious her pigtailed sociopath would return for more appearances.
Sorry. The voices.
I'm kidding. Jeez.
That's not what they really said.
With the 2021 version, John Cena's Peacemaker is the one getting his own streaming spin-off series, and King Shark gets some brief but unforgettable moments. But audiences seem to latch onto another unlikely standout, Polka Dot Man.
I'm a superhero!
Perhaps they were sympathetic to his bizarre rainbow-colored corrosive condition, or his inescapable traumatic obsession with the mother who had infected him as part of a science experiment. Whatever the case, this absurd but unexpectedly popular new hero is bound to return for more adventure. Oh well. This round goes to...
I'm known to be quite vexing. I'm just forewarning you.
Ladies, shut up!
In the 2016 Suicide Squad, barely any of the team lived up to their name. Sure, there was Adam Beach's Slipknot getting his head popped off to set an example, but since he only had like 3 lines of dialogue before that, big deal.
She had a mouth.
Otherwise, Diablo sacrifices himself to save his criminal colleagues, and a bomb takes out Enchantress, who was technically a member of the team. James Gunn's version definitely delivers on the title. Despite some familiar faces, most of the infiltration team is wiped out in the opening moments. So long, Blackguard, Javelin, Savant, Mongal, TDK, Captain Boomerang, and Weasel. Maybe. That's a lot of bodies to pad the kill count, but even that's not the end, with temporary collaborator The Thinker meeting a messy but deserved fate. Rick Flag losing his argument over mission parameters, and Polka Dot Man getting an abrupt end to his superhero moment. And also RIP to however many rats it took to defeat Starro by chewing up its guts. Gross, but awesome. This round goes to...
I knew Sebastian sensed good in you for a reason.
Just keep that fucking rat away from me.
Suicide Squad threw in a nice mix of hip-hop and old-school rock and pop songs. Some familiar music like Super Freak by Rick James, CCR's Fortunate Son, and Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones set the mood, contrasted with more modern hits from Eminem and Lil Wayne, and why not throw in some AC/DC, White Stripes, and a big song from 21 Pilots. Sure, the movie's a little aggressive with the frequency of needle drops, but at least they picked some solid tunes. James Gunn is so admired for creating a great soundtrack that the editors of the 2016 Suicide Squad were instructed to emulate his approach from Guardians of the Galaxy. For his own relaunch of the Suicide Squad property, Gunn kicks off with some excellent, if on-the-nose, selections like Folsom Prison Blues by Johnny Cash and Jim Carroll's People Who Died. And he mixes the old and the new with cuts from The Pixies, K-Flay, and The Decemberists, a track from prog rock veterans Kansas, and of course, Harley's Floral Massacre, set to Louis Prima's classic, Just a Gigolo. This round goes to...
You're not leaving me. You're not leaving me!
Comic fans anticipating the DC superhero movie universe were thrilled by brief appearances from Batman and The Flash. Most of the squad members get individual opportunities to strut their stuff, but the final battle is the showcase, with Diablo turning into an epic fire monster, while the other members unite to end Enchantress for good. The 2021 movie sets the outrageous tone right from the start, with excessive bloodshed on the beach of Corto Maltese. The rivalry between Peacemaker and Bloodsport is on full display as they slaughter their way through a guerrilla camp. We see Harley Quinn's unique perspective as she effortlessly slays her way through the president's mansion. King Shark eats everything he can get his hands on.
And?
Yes, that is your hand, Nanawe. Very good.
And it's all topped off with some killer kaiju action.
Oh my God, Miss Waller! We've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
Who could possibly ask for more? This round goes to... David Ayer's 2016 film had a darker tone than expected from the bright-colored promotional images and a jokey trailer that indicated a lighthearted film. Of course, now we know that was a result of creative clashes. The director wanted a more serious story about outcasts, while the studio preferred something along the lines of Deadpool. What ended up in theaters was a dreary blend of the two, with Harley Quinn's amusingly unhinged energy and Will Smith's one-liners weighing against a dark aesthetic and grim undercurrent.
Oh, I'm sorry. You thought I was talking to you. No, Aaron boy. I'm talking to your boss.
On the other side, James Gunn knew exactly what tone he wanted and was, thankfully, allowed to go for it. While some characters, like Bloodsport and Ratcatcher 2, are dealing with heavier subjects, the movie's banter is frequently enjoyable.
Who's Milton?
What?
I don't remember any Milton.
Fuck! He has been with us the whole time!
The gore is laughably over the top, and visual gags, like Polka Dot Man's omnipresent mom.
You see who that is? Huh? It's your mom!
Harley's flower eruption, and the very nature of the final threat never betray the director's specific vision. This round goes to...
I could be your friend, Milton.
Not my name.
It was a surprisingly close battle between these two bands of super misfits. While David Ayer's 2016 film had good intentions and some terrific casting decisions, the final product just doesn't come together in a completely satisfying way.
That's bullshit.
In the end, James Gunn and his Man Shark, Mighty Starfish, Constant Carnage, and John Cena's Tighty Whities
You laughing at me for, man? Why the fuck are you in your underwear? Tighty whities? Really?
Now that's just racist.
take the win for pure entertainment value. His upcoming Peacemaker series only promises more fun. At the very least, we can count on him to ask the important questions.
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
No.
Let us know your thoughts. Leave a comment in the comments. Thanks for watching.
It's just suicide.
Well, that's kind of our thing.